felt, but now he's going with sternum. Like his whole sternum felt it. like when you and your bros are crushing some weights, you're crushing some weights with the bros, and someone just finished their set, and they tell you, "Oh, dude, my sternum is pumped." Sounds like you have like an issue with your sternum. Like sounds like you've strained your sternum.
Really lights up for me on the incline. But I mean, we did fours, right? Three sets of four with that.
Yep, 3 sets of 4. That's why none of this is true. None of this is accurate. You do not get a solid chest pump in your sternum from 3 sets of 4.
Considering I'm at the lightest body weight I've ever been at really high carb intake.
This new high carb intake body weight cope is possibly my favorite cope yet. I can't even imagine the mental gymnastics required to come up with this cope. So he had to find some way, instead of losing weight, but he needs to like lose weight because he says he's cutting. He's gonna not lose weight, but he's gonna start measuring how well his cut is going based off what he weighs carbed up. Like this is the carbed up cut. We're doing a carbed up cut and we're the lightest we've ever been while we're doing a carbed up cut. Not like a normal cut that normal people do, but like a carved up cut.
Not with lower carbs, but the high carb intake.
Right. Yep. We're focusing on those carbs because when you're cutting, how you determine how much weight you're going to lose and how well it's going is by your carb intake. That's what you watch. Now there's this pesky thing called calories, but those just get in the way of all Blaha's goals. So it's carbs. It's all about carbs now. All right. I'm tired of riffing on this carved up thing. He just keeps talking carved up, carved up, carved up. And after he gets done with the carved up bits, we get this little gem.
But I noticed on the pull-ups there, my left bicep and radial brachialis and everything just hurt like hell.
What the hell? My bicep hurts like hell. My my Dady radialis hurts like hell. Felt like someone was beating my brachialis with a hammer. So I continued to do pull-ups.
Hell, and it's still kind of throbbing on that first set of pull-ups.
I don't know if I need to tell you this, but if you're actually experiencing this much pain while doing pull-ups, stop fucking doing pull-ups. Don't do pull-ups at that point. Maybe switch to some very light lat pull-downs that don't cause that kind of pain. Maybe go do some soft tissue work. I don't know. Whatever you do, if you're actually experiencing like a significant amount of bicep pain while doing pull-ups, that's not your day for pull-ups. You would think it would be pretty obvious to take the pull-ups out, but Blaha, not only does Blaha experience pain while doing these pull-ups, he continues to do them weighted pull-ups while he's having pain. This is the definition of ego lifting. This is just Blaha ego lifting.
So I drop into also a dead hang for me on these most of the reps.
This dead hang represents how dead in the water Jason Blaha is in terms of his shoulder mobility. He can't bring his arms over his head. Blaha, stop doing pull-ups, start doing mobility, get those arms to go over your fucking head. By the way, when I say get your arms over your head, what I'm saying is your arms need to be able to go straight over your head. Like you need to straighten your arms and put them over your head. Blaha can straighten his arms. You see it when he does a deadlift. His arms can be straight. They just can't be straight over his head.
And again, you guys kind of see what I mean on the left arm. Like if you watch the third set after the fourth rep, we drop into a full dead hang.
Holy shit, Blaha. Why did you say that? Why did you bring my attention to your left arm? I can't unsee this. You guys gotta see this. Look closely here as Blaha starts the pull. So as he starts this pull, he's shifting up into his right. That was so bad. If you follow the line of his hip bone up through his shoulders to his wrists, you can see he's pulling up and to the right. It's really quite an ugly pull-up, and it's only fucking up his shoulders more. And he's doing it with weight. Like, what the fuck are you doing, Blaha?
So that's also one reason I feel like that area may be getting pulled a little bit.
Wrong, Blaha. I just showed you why that area is getting pulled a bit. It's because you don't have the mobility to do pull-ups anymore. Congratulations. You fucked yourself again. And that's all the time I have. I'll see you soon, Bloachy Bloach.
some new basics. So in this video, I want to introduce the foot coming up the body and being translated through a punch. Notice if you're doing the right thing or the wrong thing. But you can also do this practice. A lot of times it's very, very soft, very simplified, just at shoulder width in a high position. So we can think about it like this, but remember you can always go back and kind of drop down into a deeper stance as well. Okay, so 2 ways to do it with the footwork. The important thing to remember when you do the footwork, either way that you do it, is that you have it solid and stable and not moving. So if you at eye level and one palm at groin level or at waist level. Okay, so we're just going to isolate the movement to the waist. So what's that mean? When we bring the hands across each other, once they become open, then they don't move side to side like this. Okay, we actually side to side motion is controlled through the waist. So up and down through the hands, and then side to side through the waist, and then we get to here and go down. Keeping it really simplified right now to get it explained is we're actually drawing a square. So you're just going to think up and down, turn to the side, turn the wrist, and go up and down. Okay, so very simplified, we're doing this. What we want to do with the turning side to side, again, is isolate the waist without moving the legs. So again, if we drop down just a little bit, we have this knees lightly engaged. When we turn to the side, we don't want to see the knees dropping in. We really want to keep the knee open, so that way we're turning the waist. This is all free to move from here, but the hips don't move. Okay, so waist and hips are very different. Okay, remember this. So as we go to the side, left and right is controlled through the waist, up and down is controlled through the hands, and we're really drawing a square. The idea is as this movement becomes more continuous and you're rotating from side to side and changing position, you're cutting off the corners of the square, so to say, by going left to right earlier, and as the hands cross each other, you're coming back. So then that square slowly becomes a circle in front of you. The circle also is staying inside the knees. So as you go side to side, you're not going too far and think, oh, I need to turn as much as possible, and you're overturning past the knees. You actually want to stop right over the knees, and that is your circle. Okay, wherever your light mabu is positioned at, that's your sphere in front of you. So you don't go over that. You're twisting, getting slightly to your limit, and coming back. Keeping your weight 50-50, you're only doing left and right. Okay? You're always leading with the palms through the motion. This is another detail in Taiji. As we turn to the side, the wrist on the upper hand is going to be connected to the waist. So as we turn, the wrist turns around. So one twist from the left side to the right side waist is one twist of the upper wrist. So in this case, the right side turn, right side wrist. Then we're going down simultaneously, and then we're coming back, left wrist, left waist,
um, including Gotus. So I really only watch it to laugh at Jason Baha. I mean, I couldn't even I mean, I could hardly watch it these days. And then um I found a channel. I think Kiro, you also watch that channel. It's uh Blow Chismo, that one. Oh fuck! And I mean, I couldn't. I mean, I got bored very quickly as well. I don't know. I could hardly find anything to entertain myself. Um, and I start to and today I actually watched a bit of Alpha Destiny. Alpha Destiny's videos, man. Fuck. Ugh. It seems that nobody knows what they are doing, man. So it's always about like programming, right? How long I need to rest, how many sets, what exercises, how to manage fatigue. Fuck. And what else? Powerlifting, bodybuilding, calisthenics, power building, like how they kind of like separate these these concepts, right? Which is stupid. Um, what else? I don't know. I mean, I know why. Like, Alex, right? He so has been trading for so long. I don't understand, and he's doing all these big numbers, right? I just don't understand why he is still so small, and so soft. I don't think he's really competent in even training himself. Um, Even though some things he said do make sense, and actually can be applied realistically. But his physique just doesn't reflect that. And the same goes for like most fake naturals, right? Fake naturals on YouTube. Um, I I actually oh, I didn't eat much today. I had breakfast. I finished my 2 liter of Coke in the gym. Came back. Had some kefir, right? And because I made around 700 grams of beef, right? Right now I still got I think I got maybe 250 grams left. So I didn't eat much. And I took my supplements as well. Um, I've been taking like krill oil, which is really good, a lot superior than fish oil, and better absorption. And they have it has astaxanthin, I believe. The pronunciation should be astaxanthin, something like that. Which I can feel the difference. Like I can feel it in the skin. In the skin, it's much smoother. Actually, right now I'm testing a it's like so when you take a nutrient, right? Let's say it's a protein, right? the goal is to provide building blocks, right? Amino acids, right? Um, for the body to use to build tissues, right? It doesn't matter if it's like primarily for muscles or for other tissues like collagen, right? There's still it's just one is more in so let's say this approach is offensive, right? Offensive, you want to have as many building blocks as possible so your body can use the body the body, not your body, right? The body, right? The body can use to build things. You supply the body with these building blocks and other coenzymes, right? As in maybe vitamins and minerals. But right now I'm thinking about another approach, right? Because I'm thinking about a defensive, right? Defensive as in I don't allow my body to break down this much. So when I need to actually rebuild it, I don't need as much materials. So I'm actually experimenting with antioxidants, and but I don't know. I don't have like the in my planning, right? These components can work individually, but I'm trying to like put together a thing that it's going to work like a circle, right? So I don't have the full circle right now in terms of supplements, but I'm waiting for them to arrive. I'm thinking it's gonna take me because I'm cheap, right? I'm waiting for iHerb to be on discount, to have like another discount offer, right? I only have like 60%, 55% of the supplements I need to experiment this, but it already is already working. I'm thinking how much this is going to work if I get all the components and I put together, right. So yeah, I think if I put this defensive approach, I mean if I can put the whole thing together, I will not need to be that offensive in terms of eating real food, because my body won't be breaking down that much during the day and during exercise, during physical training. Um, so yeah, I actually bought this hat in Australia. I bought this hat uh, almost 12 years ago, and this is still my favorite hat. uh, I used to wear this all the time. I didn't even wash it, man. I wore this hat for a whole month without washing it. But it was okay, right? Because I was at the time I was at the gym very often, very often. So I was going to sting anyway. So nobody cared. I didn't care. And it seems to me that the body gives me signals that I want to eat, right? Whenever I feel kind of stuck at home, let's say I'm stuck at home in my room, right? Bored out of my mind, right? Or or when I talk too much, when I talk for like an extended period of time, right? That I kind of like wasting a bit of using a bit of energy, right? I have this false sense of hunger. Also, when I'm depressed and anxious, right? because I can't really find anything to entertain me much. Even the prostitutes, they don't entertain me much. So it seems to me whenever the body heart mind feel some sort of distress because of it's like a distress of being hopeless, right? So you're trying to like the body heart mind is trying to grasp at some straw, right? But the straw doesn't exist, so it's just grasping at air, at empty space. So I mean, when the body heart mind complex has this sort of perception, it seems to give me a false sense of hunger that I want to that the body needs to eat something just to be entertained and to distract itself to kind of derive some sort of like little pleasure, which is so little it's insulting, right? Um, so yeah, so I experience a lot of false hunger signals and false thirst signals as well. Um, yeah, but it seems there's for me there's no way to get rid of them unless I can really sit still for a long period of time, sit still with my eyes almost completely closed. It's kind of like this, right? Like this. It's not completely closed, but it's not open either. It's somewhere between closed and open. So it's kind of like it seems everything when it comes to the spiritual practice is like this, right? It's like you have to do it, but you cannot be too concerned, right? You cannot be too concerned, but you cannot be completely unconcerned. It's like you just do it, right? You have to just do it. Um, it's do it without doing it, right? So and let the whole thing run its course. Yeah. Even though I feel kind of hopeless, but I cannot say I completely have no progress. No, I think in really superficial measures, right? I have indeed progressed. The faggots, it seems the faggots don't get to be as much as before, and I don't crave the prostitutes as much. I don't crave the massages as much. I don't crave certain tastes as much. Because before I used to always like to eat spicy, even though my body doesn't like spicy. I always feel sick after eating spicy. But these days I can control. I don't have to eat spicy at all. Um, yeah. Sometimes I also crave vegetables, even though a lot of them are poisonous, and we don't digest fiber. Um, I do crave the taste of vegetables after they are cooked. Um, Actually, I crave vegetables more than I crave cooked meat because like I don't know about other meats, but chicken, beef, and pork. There's almost it tastes to me. There's no difference between them being raw and cooked. But but when it comes to maybe seafood, maybe the difference is larger. But I don't know. I didn't really try raw seafood apart from shrimps or prawns. it's okay. I don't really eat prawns that often. And actually, the best prawns here, they're actually live. So I can't cook them anyway because I'm gonna break the precept of killing, right? So whenever if I have to like buy prawns, let's say I decide to eat prawns, right? I have to buy the dead ones, which is imported, and they don't taste as good as the local ones. So it kind of dissuades me from eating prawns and other seafood because I cannot eat them.
Old school on me, huh? Well, I got me one of those.
We shall see. And so I will defeat you.
Ain't gonna happen.
We shall see.
Oh, you going all old school on me, huh? Well, I got me one of those. I told you, man, you ain't the one. All right, brother. Let's see what you can do with that against this. Pretty good, but not good enough. All right, dodge this. That was my favorite suit you just ruined.
I have never faced a foe with such strength and skill.
I told you, man. It ain't gonna happen. Now why don't you leave before you really get hurt?
Never! I must return to the past!
eat them live, you know. Yeah. So yeah, I really only crave vegetables, uh, and spiciness. Yeah, both of them can make me feel sick. So yeah, um, I used to be a really heavy smoker before. I used to smoke. I actually didn't smoke. I didn't smoke the package cigarettes. I used to roll cigarettes, roll tobacco, and I smoked like 50 a day. To a point, my health was actually declining. But these days, um, I would say I have quit smoking for years. But sometimes the prostitutes, some of them do smoke, and I ended up smoking one or two with them. Um, so that was my bad. I shouldn't have smoked with them. Um, and recently, I got a perception that smoking is really dirty. It's disgusting. Um, and I don't think I hope I will never smoke again with them. Because if it's not for them, I would not smoke even one. Um, and I haven't had alcohol for years. Um, yeah, I I I I never really liked the taste of alcohol, anyways. I think I'm gonna tell my mom to make a soup either probably tomorrow. Um, like a chicken and pork and some maybe some Chinese stuff, man. Chinese herbs. I don't know. Some some dry stuff. Some from the sea. I don't know how you call it. It's like a shellfish, but it's from a big shellfish. You take it out and then you slice it, that thing, and then use it to we use it to boil to cook soup. It's imported from Africa actually. Yeah, yeah, something like that. Yeah, something like that. Maybe some dried fish fin as well. Maybe yeah. Yeah, shit. Uh, don't have much to say, but I actually wanted to show you my the the teddy bears and dolls I have at home. I think I'll show you before I end this video, because I always wanted to show you, but I always forgot. I'll make sure I don't forget this time. I still have my neck and back pain, man. Um, 你阿媽係咪嚟啊？哦 my mom came home. Um, it's my two of them. My It's about the cat, a cat. So it's made of wood. It's supposed to I'm not like superstitious, but it's supposed to bring wealth because its name is 招財貓, right? It's like a cat that brings wealth.
for the two-time Impact Knockout champion and a former NWA
right
Women's
now.
World Champion.
Legit goosebumps right now.
Who's she here for?
Oh my gosh. Everybody knows the history between Awesome Kong and Gail Kim as well. But who is Kong?
Oh, Kong!
Oh, wow. Oh my goodness.
Takes out Blaze. Focused on genocide.
Oh, choke slam to genocide.
Oh no.
So it's the normally it's not like this. It's like an artistic expression of the conventional cat, which is another design. You can check it out actually online, which is common. This is like a artistic a fat cat, right? A fat cat. And then my teddy bear. Ta-da! That's a tiger. I also got, that's not mine. It's my father's. My father's bought it like an owl here. And we got a fish tank actually. Yeah. My 300 pounds here. There's a lot of weight. I also got the bands inside, but I won't take it out. Yeah. So I'll end the then I'll end the video here.
By my last couple years of high school, I became so insecure that my need for validation completely consumed me. Friendship stopped being about friendship, and I no longer felt comfortable around other guys because I thought like a woman. At my new school, I surrounded myself with female orbiters I called friends, and I used every single one of them like some kind of pathological narcissist. Not for dating or to get in their pants, but for validation. I needed them to tell me I was attractive, that I was better than the tall guys, that I wasn't inferior. And one by one, without even meaning to, I broke them all down until they were just as insecure and damaged as I was. So I'd left my previous school an absolute mess of a person. Friends all gone, and everyone else thinking I was just some emotional weirdo. So I transferred to a new school, hoping to start over. And naturally, I gravitated towards girls. And if there's one thing you'll notice about me from my story, at my old school, I didn't really have any female friends. So here, I decided to practice by talking to girls I wasn't attracted to, hoping to build social clout and maybe get one of them to play matchmaker for me. The least intimidating female-heavy friend group were these artsy, nerdy band theater type girls. And after all the cruelty other women had put me through previously, I didn't really feel bad about wanting to use them for ego boosts and to feel desirable. Not just desirable, more desirable than the tall, rich jocks and bullies. I needed it. My growth plates had closed in 7th grade, leaving me at 5'4" for the rest of my life, and no amount of gym maxing ever felt like enough. Now, these girls were on the weirder side. A hunchbacked autistic girl I'll call Beatrice, a petite redhead with strict Christian parents I'll call Nancy, a homely Eastern European girl who seemed like she might have special needs, and the one I had the most in common with, this 5'1" witchy stoner chick from a low-income household. I'll call her Rose. The rest of them weren't memorable enough to stand out in my mind. I actually drifted away from the group pretty fast. All the birthday parties and social gatherings felt performative. I was more into weed, video games, and wild nighttime adventures. But I still stayed close to Rose and Beatrice. Beatrice especially seemed useful. She was into rumors and gossip, so she could be my eyes and ears. I was really only using the other girls in the group for practice and ego boosts. But yeah, the ego boost strategy actually worked, and it backfired. It turned out the petite redheaded girl had a crush on me. We'll call her Nancy. She wasn't my type, but I still wanted to feel desired. It ended up causing drama in their group, because apparently the homely Eastern European girl also had a crush on me. And apparently the non-binary girl liked me too. I started feeling like only the weird, nerdy girls who deviated from the norm were into me. That kind of made me feel worse because I felt like it was proof that I wasn't conventionally attractive and that the women I actually liked would never like me back. So I ended up eating lunch alone most of the time, brooding on a bench far away from everyone. Beatrice would sit with me sometimes during my darkest moments, when I was in tears and feeling inferior to every other male on campus. I complained to her about wanting a girlfriend, but I guess I should have specified not just any girlfriend. One day, Beatrice tried to play matchmaker for me, brought the non-binary girl over to me as a surprise, big smile on her face. I burst into tears. Not only was this girl not my type, but there was nothing that made her appealing in the eyes of anyone else either. It basically confirmed in my mind that I was only attractive to girls I wasn't attracted to. The non-binary girl looked devastated. She needed emotional support as much as I did after that. I told her I was sorry and that I was in a really dark place and only thinking about myself. I didn't mean to be an asshole. Was I wrong for that, or would you have reacted the same way? So, near the end of my first semester, homecoming happened. I'd never been to a dance before, and if I was going to go, I either wanted someone who I thought was sexy or who would elevate my status in the eyes of others. To my surprise, I did get asked to the dance, but not by who I wanted. That Eastern European girl asked me first. I told her I wasn't a dance kind of guy. Then Nancy asked me, and I said yes. Not because I liked her, but because other guys did, and it might make me look more desirable. That started a massive rift because when the other girl heard about that, she went apeshit. I had told her I wasn't a dance guy, and here I am saying yes to someone else. I can see why she was upset. But I felt giddy at the power I held over these girls. Then, as homecoming got closer, I decided I didn't want to go anymore. Nancy cried and got super mad at me for wasting her time, getting her hopes up, and destroying her friend group, essentially. We didn't really talk after that. I felt kind of bad, but not for long. I was too focused on soothing my own insecurities. And honestly, after hearing all the stuff girls said about short guys when they thought I couldn't hear, I told myself that these women needed a taste of their own medicine. Not the best logic, really, considering the women I hurt weren't the same ones saying those things. After the homecoming disaster, the only girls that were still friends with me were Beatrice and Rose. Rose and I vibed perfectly outside of school. We smoked weed and went on hikes together. But Beatrice was the one who sat with me at school almost every day on my loner bench. Of course, Rose joined in sometimes too, but she had other friends. But as for Beatrice, I liked her and I didn't like her at the same time. What I didn't like about her was that she made me look short, and that was a big problem. What I liked about her was that she seemed to care about me a lot, and she was willing to answer questions most other people wouldn't, like, am I more attractive than so-and-so? Or, if personality was not a factor at all, would I still be more attractive than this or that taller guy? Or, is my face attractive enough to make up for my height? These girls always tried to tell me how personality was so important. I thought it was bullshit. So I would force the question. If everyone had the exact same personality and judged solely based on looks, would I be one of the most attractive guys in school? Anyway, I hadn't always been this unstable. But before I started at the new school, I had smoked myself into a mild psychosis and tried to quit cold turkey, which made me very volatile and sensitive. And it didn't help that there was this 6'3", broad-shouldered farm kid in my history class I'll call Jake. Loud, obnoxious, Carhartt jacket, black jeans. Girls were constantly fawning over him, and I hated him from the very start. So when he started coughing like crazy behind me without covering his mouth, I snapped. Turned around, looked at him, and did this. The guy went nuts. Like, what the fuck was that? So I told him, cover your fucking mouth when you cough. He mocked me, coughed even more on purpose, and his little fangirl called me a weirdo and acted like I was in the wrong. So I gripped my pencil in my fist and smashed it against the desk in a million pieces. Everyone staring at me. And ever since then, he had it out. out for me. So that's the environment I was in every day, paranoid about getting my ass kicked by some tall bully. And I was too afraid to fight him. I knew deep down that muscles couldn't save me when the guy's got a foot on me. So my need to seek validation only got worse. By the time junior year ended, I had torn apart a friend group, pissed off the meanest guy in school, and gotten an autistic girl wrapped around my finger. That summer, Rose and I got closer. Long hikes, long talks about spirituality, and I told her about my theories about height and social class, the chemicals, the goy slop, the growth-stunting products marketed to the lower class. I tried to reassure her that being short as a girl was actually a good thing, but my malaise was pretty contagious. She started feeling inferior too, considering the cheap processed slop she grew up on and her chronic bronchitis from black mold. She told me about her mom, who was 6'2" and came from a wealthy family, but married her dad, who was 5'5". The marriage fell apart, and her mom told Rose to never date a short guy, that it wasn't worth it, that they'll fuck you over just like a tall guy will, like dating a short guy is some kind of charity work. That messed me up pretty bad, and it made Rose even more resentful of her mom. I managed to destroy this girl's mental health just by being myself around her. By the time summer ended and I went back to school, I was officially a loner during lunch and breaks. By choice. Senior year started with another tall bully, 6'2" jock in my Algebra 2 class with a lazy eye. Paper airplanes, staring, trying to get me to let him copy my work. All while one of my biggest crushes sat just a few seats down watching all of it. Deeply humiliating. But no amount of validation was ever enough. And it was around this time when Sasha came into the picture. My biggest crush of all time. The girl from film class who I made an entire video about. I'll put it in the description. Think of it as a prequel. The way she reacted to me with such disinterest, it completely nullified in my mind any positive female interaction I had up to that point. And that's what drove me to drink. And to make things worse, there was another girl in that same film class twisting the knife. If you saw my video about Sasha, you'll remember Elisa, this tall, conventionally attractive model girl who wore designer clothes and heels all the time. She'd been trying to get my attention for weeks, interrupting my conversations with Sasha, pulling up chairs between us, demanding I help her with homework. But I wanted nothing to do with her, partly because I was obsessed with Sasha, but also partly because Elisa was taller than me and I couldn't handle that. So when I kept brushing her off, she flipped. Eventually, her attempts at getting my attention turned into outright bullying. 2 times stood out to me. So one time, I was standing outside with a bunch of guys in my film project group, and she came up to us, smiling brightly and waving and all that. And there just happens to be a guy with my same name in my group standing right behind me. She greeted me, or so I thought. "Hey, Chadlet." So I was like, "Hey, Elisa." And what does she say? "Not you." That one stung. Then a couple days later, my group and I were about to start filming in the sound room. And suddenly, she barges in and says, "Hey guys, just want to say, you all look fabulous. Except you, Chadlet." At that time, I was convinced that she genuinely thought I was inferior and was mocking me. It never even crossed my mind that this girl might actually like me and was just lashing out because I kept rejecting her. I was so certain about my own worthlessness that I couldn't see it for what it was. So on top of Sasha choosing the tall new kid over me that same week, that experience with Elisa broke something in me. And none of my friends, male or female, could give me an explanation I could accept. So I went home, obsessively pored over his Facebook and sought out my female friends over a DM for validation that I was more attractive than him. But none of it was enough to stop me from drinking, sobbing, and pleasuring myself 10 times over the next 5 hours until I cried myself to sleep. The next day in film class, in my cross-faded state, I stumbled into that back room, crawled under the desk, sat in the fetal position on the floor, and wept in the dark. That intense, shuddering, breath-hitched kind of weeping that only comes in extreme situations. You know, that kind of thing. At some point, the teacher came in. He said, "Are you okay, Chadlet?" What a kind man. His voice was so soft and understanding. So between gasps, I told him I wasn't doing well and that I didn't really want to come out. And he let me stay in there the whole class and throughout the break. All we were doing was watching a movie anyway. I had that same class again next period too, and there I remained. 3 hours I spent silently weeping in that room, wallowing in my feelings of worthlessness and inferiority. That's the headspace I was in every single day. And the only thing that kept me functional was substances. Before this, I was just known as the guy who was stoned all the time. But the brownies were no longer enough. I needed booze. And that's when the alcoholism started. The alcohol helped me block out most of the pain, helped me smile and laugh. Even as a loner, I wasn't shy. I was social in class. People thought I was funny, and I participated in class more than most. And no one even knew I was half drunk and high as a kite. But sometimes the substances weren't enough. Sometimes I'd hear some triggering statement about height, and it would just push me over the edge. I was a sloppy drunk, emotional, quiet and sullen. Sometimes I just let the tears stream down my face right in the middle of class. No one knew why the funny little loner kid got so down sometimes. No one except my female friends. What really broke me was this. We were an AP government class with a bunch of preppy rich kids. One of them being this 6'3", 6'4" mulatto jock. He fit my theory of the height-wealth correlation to a T. His parents were rich and all about natural alternatives and nutrition. So one day I asked Beatrice if he was better looking than me, and she said yes. I immediately burst into tears. Her response was to laugh. So I asked her why, and she says, "You both have equally attractive faces, but he is taller." That destroyed me. Because even if my face was just as good, he was still inherently superior. He'd make a better protector, a better provider. He could still beat me up. And on top of all that, girls like him more. I felt inferior to this guy from then on. I stopped hanging out with Beatrice as much after that. Sorry guys, I'm having allergies. And in that same class, I heard this preppy half-Mexican girl say loud enough for everyone to hear, "Ew, he's short and weak. A girl needs a tall man." I knew the guy she was talking about, and he was my height when I wasn't wearing my boots. So I mean-mugged her, and she was like, "What?" I just said, "You know what." That one stuck with me forever. After Beatrice's truth bomb, my drinking kicked up a notch. I moved my lunch spot to a bench even further away from everyone, farthest corner of the school, under a tree by the main road. I'd do my Spanish homework, eat lunch, cry, and drink. There was a group of scene kids who hung out near some lockers not far from my bench. One day, one of them walked up and sat down with me. She was actually one of the prettier girls in school. She was short, black-rimmed glasses, brown hair with a colored highlight, with a couple lip piercings. She was a really sweet girl. We'll call her Ellie. I don't think she realized what she was getting into. I was in one of the darkest places of my life, and I unloaded everything on her. She listened, and she kept coming back. Just like with Rose, I felt like Ellie and I resonated pretty well. We were just friends because she told me she had a boyfriend, but I was fine with that, since I had my heart set on these overweight fertility goddesses of the school who carried it in all the right places. Just like with Rose, I ended up blackpilling her. Told her about the chemicals, the class theory, the growth stunting. She told me she ate lotions and conditioners as a kid, and we connected the dots to her own stunted growth. I tried to tell her that it's worse for guys and being short as a girl is feminine, but just like with Rose, my malaise was contagious. She started feeling inferior too. Jealous of tall girls just like I was of tall guys. Ellie continued coming to my bench every day, and I appreciated her. She was almost maternal in a way. But just like with Beatrice, I couldn't help myself. I started asking the same comparison questions. Am I more attractive than so-and-so? Would a girl still think I was hot if she was taller than me? She kept giving me the personality card, and I kept trying to get her to answer based on looks only. She resisted, but eventually caved. At one point, I asked Ellie how I measure up compared to Jake, the redneck bully with the stuck-up fangirl. And to my horror, she took a while to answer. And I was like, "You're having to think this long?" She eventually told me, "Well, he is pretty attractive." I was like, I asked Ellie how I measure up compared to Jake, the redneck bully with the stuck-up fangirl. And to my horror, she took a while to answer. And I was like, "You're having to think this long?" She eventually told me, "Well, he is pretty attractive." I was like, "Are you serious?" Then she says, "I think you and him are equally attractive." I remember moaning and bursting into tears. I asked if it was because of his body or his face. She said face. She tried to walk it back, to reassure me that it's not a bad thing to have two equally attractive people, but I had to explain to her what she was really saying. That my bully, this tall, broad-shouldered, rich kid, also had one of the best faces in the school. Because even if most women are like her and height weren't a factor in judging attractiveness, he would still have inherent physical power over me and use it to bully me, while also rubbing it in that I don't even mog him facially. So I had no advantage over him whatsoever. Height, frame, money, and now face. All else equal, he was superior. She didn't know what to say. Just, "I'm sorry, but you wanted the truth." I was a wreck. Ellie tried a few more things to get me to feel better over the next few days. She brought up the fact that short guys fill out faster, but I quickly sideswept it. Basically, sharing all the black pill theories I talked about on this channel with this girl before I ever knew they existed online. Like I discussed in my gym maxing video, it takes longer to build a mansion than a shack. What matters most is max potential, and tall guys with broad shoulders have more of it. Another day, somehow, the conversation drifted into the topic of the male.
Keemstar, make it happen. Make the match happen. Me versus Jason Blaha. All holds barn or whatever you call it. You know, the kid up, stock some pay it if I. You do it. I'm just the Baja. I'll beat your ass like a Cherokee drum, and I'll, I'll check out America, have a fun vacation, then I'll go home, After I broke Jason Baja and put him in the hospital, I came back home to play with the cats and have a good time.
Wrong girls. That's my advice. That would be my advice.
Listen! We'll come in here anytime we like. You got that? Pop! Anytime! Listen! We'll come in here anytime we like. You got that? Pop! Anytime!
I would like to have sex with my wife.
Isn't there someone you forgot to ask?
May I have sex with my wife, Miss Ripley?
You may.
Thank you, Miss Ripley.
But his dick doesn't work.
You're a lady. Ladies don't say those words. Matt, do you smell something?
I don't know where you're going with
this. Neither do I. What's for dinner?
I don't know, maybe you should go make something. Since I make the money in this household, get up and go fucking make something.
How was that an insult on me?
And me, man, Drew.
The guy that I really liked, he was like, you wouldn't look good in a dress, your shoulders are too broad. It legit, it stayed with me my entire life. Sometimes I would fall on my bed crying, and the guy that I really liked, he was like, you wouldn't look good in a dress, your shoulders.
Shut your pie hole! Not to worry, I'll just take a little off the top.
I was going to get rid of whatever. What's this weird thing now with people talking about WWE divas being able to beat me? What are we talking about? What? I don't even want to fight anybody. I want to see you clown some girl on your OnlyFans. Well, if you need to send one to me, who wants to do it?
At last. Welcome, Neo. As you no doubt have guessed, I am Morpheus. Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there, like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. It is this feeling that has brought you to me. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The Matrix.
Do you want to know what it is?
Your wife.
Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Follow me.
You think your wooden door is gonna stop me? Like, do you seriously think your wooden door is gonna fucking stop me? I break concrete. Miokachu, what time can me and Ripley come into Jason Blacker's house?
Anytime!
Anytime, old man.
Please leave. I brought money.
as you open that door. It's gonna be a knock, knock, knock. You open that door, kicked in. Jason Walker flying back. Jason Walker flying, laying on the floor like a baby. Kick him in. Gonna break his pictures on the floor, on his leg. Jason Walker is gonna be flying back, Miokacho. We're gonna get inside. We can come at what time, Miokacho? Anytime. We can come in at any time. We can come in anytime. Miokacho. We can go to Jason Walker's house. You do your live stream. You do your little fucking gay live stream. We can come in at any time. Miokacho, anytime. Anytime.
Wow. Sir, license and registration, please. Your name is Jason Black, huh? Sir, please open your mouth.
With my bestie, like everything fun. Big guy, big guy, big guy, big guy. SpongeBob, big guy, pants okay. SpongeBob, big guy, pants okay. Big guy, big guy, big guy, big guy.
Oh, John, my wife. I can't wait to join the US Army. I'm gonna be #1 Zogbot, so I'm gonna be a soldier. Oh, John. I'm gonna join the army for you, my wife. Oh, John, you're so hot. You're so hot. I love you. I wanna fight. But I'm too fat. I wanna join the army, but I'm too fat.
So finally, we can talk about. I'm coming my way. Hey, hold on, guys. I just gotta readjust the camera.
So you're accusing me of being a rapist and saying you talk nice about women. You're not like everyone else. You're fucked up. You have major issues. You're not normal at all. Schizophrenic. Bro, none of the women you post about will ever notice you. Nobody's coming to you for medical advice, lol. You're quite literally useless doing what you're doing. Even though she entertains millions of people in the ring and posts herself the way she wants. You're a judgmental mental fuck up who self-validates everything because you know you're a fuck up. Ha ha ha. I've taken over your entire day. I saw you on live stream.
Hey!
Quiet the fuck down.
Right. That way, because if
get another thing going. Alright. What weirdos? What sort of weirdos actually think I'm on welfare? That's so strange. Let's get rid of this nonsense. Alright, let me get the Facebook profile going here too. And yeah. Yep. So we'll have all the streams going, everything going. And there we go. Let's go ahead and
it works. Lesson number 1. Condition your shins and your arm.
what weirdos? What sort of weirdos actually think I'm on welfare? That's so strange.
Employment welfare, or it could be just being poor.
Buddy, they're kidnapping me. Stop playing video games, buddy. They're kidnapping me.
Oh, you there. Unhand my bloody wife.
Buddy Matthews, what the hell are you gonna do about it? Your wife is right for the taking, bro, and I intend to take her. I'm gonna take her like a loaf of bread. What the hell are you gonna do about it, broken leg boy?
If you let my wife go, I'm going to kiss you.
I wonder what my wife is doing.
If you just grab her by the shoulder, she just all squeak like a Barbie doll.
Don't worry, Ashley, I'm here to save you. Wham. Bam, bam, bam.
Rhea's stalker looks like that? Is he out of her league or is she out of his league? Holy moly, this guy could get any girl he wants. Absolute Chad. Chills.
Open the door, mommy, yeah. Does this guy realize he is probably on some watch list? Yeah, a Chad watch list.
Rhea is like a rugged pickup truck that I just love to abuse. Revving her, 4x4 on the highway, slamming the doors. Bag of oranges on the engine, slam the hood, dirty oil, forget the radio, drain the battery, run low on fuel. Rhea can take so much abuse, I love it.
Oh, hey Hulkhagen. Looks like it's just the two of us in this room. Wow, you look so helpless and weak. Be ashamed if something happened to you, huh?
The mainstream, if they know Rhea Ripley, it's more likely that they know her for her goon-related images, you know what I'm saying, and her gooner-related activities on the internet, on Twitter and Instagram, whatever, than they do her actual wrestling and promo and storytelling ability as a performer. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that's just the fact. If you ask the average person, yo, bro, you know Rhea Ripley? They're probably gonna bring up like her IG pics or her tweet pics or the stuff she does at live events, giving Nia Jax stink faces and twerking on people. That's the facts. We're just being honest here. That's my goal. I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm here to tell you what you need to hear. You get me? So if you're not a fan of what I'm saying, at the end of the day, you have two choices. You can do nothing and like it. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I'm just giving you the honesty, the truth that you need to hear.
And some of your favorites are BBC, Big, Black.
Oh, hell no. Hell no, White. What in the hell are you doing, White Girl? What in the hell are you doing?
kidnappings happen on the street.
A whole banana for me because I love banana. A whole banana for me because I love banana.
Hey! Lady's got something to say.
So you're accusing me of being a rapist and saying you talk nice about women. You're not like everyone else. You're fucked up. You have major issues. You're not normal at all. Schizophrenic. Bro, none of the women you post about will ever notice you. Nobody's coming to you for medical advice, lol. You're quite literally useless doing what you're doing. Even though she entertains millions of people in the ring and posts herself the way she wants. You're a judgmental mental fuck up who self-validates everything because you know you're a fuck up. Ha ha ha. I've taken over your entire day. I saw you on my...
Hey! Fight the fuck down.
Daddy, can you make Io the champion come out and challenge me, not the champion, and make her call me the best, and make me look badass, and make sure she gives me the title before Perth? I mean, say.
You tell Rhea Ripley, when I'm done killing her husband in the ring. When I'm done beating him with kendo sticks. I'm gonna get my 25-pound siege hammer, made in Poland, and I'm gonna go beat her vagina like a steak.
Can't wait until this guy is arrested. Asking unironically, am not a WWE fan at all but hate seeing mentally ill people conjuring plans to commit crimes against people on their TV. Do I just send this guy's YouTube link to their contact email and say it's likely they will need to keep an eye on his plans? These weirdos have been arrested on federal charges lately and need to be in prison before they take action, not after.
Okay, I think I got a hang of it now. Let me try pulling really fast this time.
Okay guys, important psychological discovery today.
Do what you must to me, but leave my boo-boo dolls alone. What you gonna do to me? Wait, come back. Where you going? I got Tim Tams. Today was horrible, you guys. The kidnappers came inside my house. They were gonna have their way with me, and I begged them to stop. but they have a change of heart and they just left me alone. Hey, wait a minute. The female razors are more expensive than the male razors. Well, that's just a scam, dude. That's just a scam, you know what? If I buy the men's razors, nobody's gonna notice. I'm just gonna walk to the register and I'm gonna say I'm buying it for my husband. And then I'm gonna go use them on myself. And I could be using razors for men, but I'm still a girl. I'm still a woman, yeah. Yeah.
Hey everybody, Ray Ripley is using razors for men because she's a man. Get it?
I don't have a billion.
Ray Ripley was able to build this in a cave with a box of scraps.
Taught how to jerk off. Diddle that skittle. Flick the bean. How to find that man in the canoe. She came like a faucet. She'd crank up the Jonas Brothers. She'd hump a soldier boy pillow. She'd raw dog that pillow till she saw God.
Gross.
It was pretty romantic.
Hell yeah, brother.
Shut the fuck up.
I don't have a billion.
Auntie Rhea was able to rape Gabriel in a cave with a box of scraps.
You can't run forever.
Oi, Demi, put your tongue in him. I object to this wedding.
Oi, what a fucking cuck. He tried to ruin my wedding with Gabriel.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have gathered here on this day to do a wedding between the lovely, the most famous diva in the world, Demi Bennett, and a Fortnite streamer, Gabriel. So we're gonna do a wedding between those two, and I'm gonna need to hear some vows. So why don't we start with you, Demi? Do you take Gabriel to be your lovely wedded husband forever and ever, and to make love to him every fucking day?
Yeah.
And I pronounce you husband and wife. Go ahead, Demi. Put your tongue inside him.
This is my brutality. The demon in your dreams will hit me in your dreams. I am the deadly disease. I'll put that soul to.
Seeks refuge and no! Oh, Megan Payne way in running! Powerbomb!
Mother Wayne, should we still call you the patriarchy?
Lexi? Not now, and never again.
You see, when you start to become the man of the house, as well as a...
Так. Проснулись, мои дорогие. Смотрю, и в этот раз трактирщик меня не подвел.
Кто вы? И что вам от нас нужно?
You're disgusting. You want to chain a woman and drag her around like a slave. What is wrong with you, you psychotic, disgusting freak? Get some help and learn to respect women. Didn't your MOM teach you how to respect women? I guess not, because you or I saying you don't belong in society, you belong in prison.
Hey, yo, see this house? They say some famous wrestling chick lives in there, dog. What's her name, dog? Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley? Corny ass name, dog. She better have a lot of money. Cause we just broke out of jail. I was in jail for 3 years for raping a woman, bro. And I haven't kissed a woman in 3 years. Know what I mean? Anyway, what the hell she look like? Hey, yo, here's a picture. She, that white bitch fine as hell, dog. Let's get this white bitch.
Do what you must to me, but leave my boo-boo dolls alone. What you gonna do to me?
Hey, yo, white bitch. You better tell us where the money is, or I'ma snap your ass. You hear that, girl? You tell us where the money is, or I'm gonna snap your ass in half. Okay, girl? Tell us where the money is. Tell us where the money is, or I'm gonna snap your ass. Alright, girl? We're gonna eat your ass, girl. We're gonna eat your ass. Okay? Okay. Damn, she looking kinda fine, dog. Damn, girl, you smelling nice and shit. What shampoo you using? Damn, girl, you smell like cherries. You using Pantene? You using Old Spice? What is that shit, girl? What is that shit? You using Head and Shoulders? You using Wash and Go? using Maybelline, using L'Oreal girl, huh? Huh, white girl, huh? Hey, yo, why is she licking her lips? Hey, yo, stop licking your lips, white hole! Hey, stop licking your fucking lips, hey! What you think? We're trying to scare you straight? You think this is a fucking porn movie, huh? You think this is a fucking porn movie? You gonna lick your lips and shit? I lick my lips. Okay, girl? Okay? Hey, yo, girl. Listen up. Tell us where the money is, or Jamal here is gonna do things to you. Okay? Oh, she thinks this is fucking funny. The white bitch think this is a fucking joke, Jamal. She thinks this is a fucking joke, huh? Hey yo, white girl. Wanna get pimped out? Huh? Want me to bring you to the hood, girl? Wanna get pimped out? Huh? Want me to pimp your ass, girl? Wanna get pimped out in the hood, girl? Huh? You think you're tough? You think you're fucking corny ass white? Countess Bennett, have you heard the news? There is a rapist in London, someone who is raping all the men. Have you got a clue who that might be? It must be some disgusting lady suffering from all sorts of sexual disorders. Somebody with the libido of an Indian peasant. I can imagine what a harlot she must be, a filthy harlot. I do hope Scotland Yard throws her in the darkest. I do hope Scotland Yard throws her in the darkest of dungeons, where she can only play with her fingers. I do declare, Countess Bennett, that you should beat Sir Gabriel with a belt.
I don't want to hurt Gabriel, he's my friend.
Countess Bennett, if I may interject for a moment, my wife beats me all the time. It's all in good fun. I don't even get any scars. It's just fun.
No, I don't want to hurt him. Gabriel and I are best friends.
Have you not pulled him by the hair as a joke before, Countess? And surely that has caused him more pain than a friendly pat on the bosom. Countess Bennett.
Wait, Gabriel, your floor is so slippery, I hope I don't fall.
Wee.
Oh my goodness, I fell with my big fat ass on your face, Gabriel. I'm so sorry, I'm such a clumsy cow, Gabriel. I'm so embarrassed right now. I'm just gonna go.
Put in Fandango, there it is. You don't need to
member. Ellie told me that she's pretty sure short guys have bigger ones. I wanted to believe her, that it was nature's way of balancing things out. Then, somehow, she got me to tell her my size, and she looked pleased. She ended up venting on me, complaining about her boyfriend. Yes, he was tall, she said, but scrawny. And she felt like she was a PDF file when they were intimate because he wasn't hairy like me and had a tiny carrot stick. I enjoyed her saying this because I knew she wouldn't be telling me this if she didn't want me more than her boyfriend. But even that wasn't enough, because I still suspected that I only really appealed to unconventional girls. All the straight women wanted tall guys. And to the pear-shaped, high estrogen women I like, I was a manlet, forever less of a real man. In the last few weeks of senior year, my relationship with Ellie collapsed. She started hitting back. Anytime I asked for validation, she'd say, "Yes, you're attractive, but it doesn't matter because your personality is terrible." She said that even if she had a female friend who she could set me up with, she would warn her and tell her not to date me because I'm mentally disturbed. That she feels pity for any woman who ends up with me. Were they right? Was personality the real problem? Or was she just tired of all the trauma dumping? People in class seemed to like me well enough. So one day, I got triggered by something and desperately wanted to ask her something I'd never asked before. School had just got out. She was walking quickly across campus, trying to leave, and I kept pace with her. She didn't want to talk to me. I was so desperate, I ended up following her off campus. I had tears streaming down my face, and she looked pretty freaked out. Halfway down the street, she stopped, turned around, and told me to leave her alone and stop following her. At that point, it hit me. I'm a psycho stalker freak. I almost followed Ellie home. Apologized and turned around. She never came to my bed again. I walked over to her friends once. They stopped talking and didn't look too happy with me. I asked if Ellie was there. The guy said, "She doesn't want to talk to you, bro. You fucked her up mentally." And you know what's fucked up? A sick part of me felt a little bit of pleasure at the thought of having such power over someone. I felt like Charles Manson or something. And every time I saw her from then on, she avoided eye contact or looked at me with that same freaked out stare. Saw her a year later at a Chinese restaurant one time with her boyfriend. She had gained like 30 pounds. I made eye contact with her and she looked straight up scared. I tried to smile a little bit, but her eyes darted back to her boyfriend. I couldn't believe I emotionally scarred this girl enough to still be fucked up from it a year later, just by being myself. So around the same time I had the falling out with Ellie, my drinking eventually caught up with me. One day in Algebra 2, 7 a.m. class, by the way, the teacher noticed my glass bottles. He says, "Mr. Maxing, you sure have a lot of fancy bottles." Next thing I know, the vice principal comes to the door and asks for me. The VP gave me an ultimatum: confess or the police breathalyze me. So I confessed. I got a 5-day suspension. They also gave me weekly drug counseling sessions, grilling me on whether I was an addict. I stuck to my story. One-time experiment, never again. I never admitted to anything. Of course, I kept drinking. I just didn't bring it to school anymore. Nobody noticed. I literally couldn't cope with life without it. Without it, I wanted to end my suffering. With it, I could grin and laugh through the pain. And somehow I was thriving academically while half hammered. Aced my AP government final while drunk. Took the final exam, essay, for AP English, a class I never even took. Passed it with flying colors, also drunk, and got all the college credit for it. I was feeling like Captain Jack Sparrow. Truth is, I wasn't anywhere near as bad off as I thought I was that year. Beatrice eventually told me that Elisa, the tall model girl who bullied me, had been overheard saying she wanted to fuck me. Not that I was cute. She said, fuck. We ended up going on a date, my first ever, and stayed in contact after she moved to New York City. And she wasn't the only one who turned out to like me. Jake's 6-foot-tall sister made it clear that she was into me too. I didn't like tall girls back then. I wish I did, but that definitely felt like a nice bit of payback. So yeah, I may have been rejected by or failed to ask out every girl I liked throughout high school, but at least I was finishing things off with some pretty big ego boosts. After graduation, Rose and I stayed close. She came to visit me when I was living at my dad's place, and we still went on hikes. But she had also taken over the role of my validation source, and my inferiority complex hadn't gotten any better. There was this one night I'll never forget. We drove out to a nearby wilderness trail around 11 p.m., walked a mile or so in the moonlight, and up a hillside to sit on the grass and look out over the starry sky on that warm summer night. We smoked some weed, but I was not well mentally. We had been talking about the whole height thing and commiserating in a way since she now felt insecure about it too. I also talked to her about all the things I saw and experienced that year that left a mark on my self-esteem. Eventually, I broke down and started sobbing. She had me lay my head down on her lap. She would look out over the night sky, then down at me with a kind maternal smile. Her hands cradled my face and gently stroked my cheek. She told me I was beautiful and softly hushed me. Shh. My sobs slowed down and we sat in silence. I never felt so loved by anyone other than my grandparents. And me, as the asshole I was, just took advantage of it. Overall, I was still bitter about how I felt women had treated me, and short guys in general, throughout high school. I decided to be kind of a douche and take my anger out on them by treating them how I felt I was treated by Sasha and my previous crushes. That's why I lashed out at Elisa, and eventually I would end up lashing out at Rose too, but in a different way. Rose had a best friend who happened to be exactly my type at the time. And to my surprise, she seemed receptive. But that did not end well. Not well at all. But that's a story for next time. If you like this story, give it a like and some hype points if you're on mobile. Subscribe too, because I have many stories left to tell. And comment Truthashima, so I know who made it to the end. Thank you. I'll see you later.
So I just saw the gameplay reveal on YouTube about the GTA 6 gameplay trailer, and I will say, bro, that this game does look pretty solid, but the thing I don't understand about this whole fiasco is that what Rockstar is doing, in my honest opinion, is out of line. But before I come into conclusion with this, I want to give you guys my reasons why I am not buying GTA 6. But before I get on to that today, I want to tell you guys the reasons why I'm not really necessarily going to buy GTA 6. One of the reasons why I'm not going to buy GTA 6 is because there's too much controversy behind the whole thing with Rockstar, game leak datas, and shit like that. But it's not just necessarily that reason alone. There's also a lot of corporate greed going on with Rockstar making the games digital only, even though it was already leaked anyways, which is really sad and kind of funny. And people tend to forget that back in the day, that a few years ago, like 4 years ago, that there was a early build gameplay leak that happened and surfaced on the internet, and it's kind of crazy that people didn't think that this wasn't going to happen still. Also, mainly, I never really bought a Grand Theft Auto game. I've always had ways to play it for free because of a friend either lending me their copy or I just downloaded and emulate a copy. And, you know, with all these crazy practices coming in mind, dude, especially, you know, getting crazy by having a Netflix subscription live stream just to, you know, watch the gameplay reveal trailer is absolutely insane to me as well, dude. Like, I understand it's one of the biggest game reveals ever, but holy shit, dude. That was absolutely ridiculous. Also, I will say I really did enjoy GTA 5 when it first came out because the story was generally good. It was really awesome, you know, to deal with, interact with the characters for playing as 3 people because it was like the first time they've ever did something like that. And not only that, dude, like the humor like in it and the jokes were very like on edge and it was great, dude. And so far with this new trailer coming out, I have yet to see something very interesting with the dialogue or a lot of humor playing into the trailer and games. I know it's still a little early with gameplay stuff, but I really hope that this isn't a reality where it's really not that funny. And there's also videos about, you know, GTA Online with Rockstar recently not really having any type of edgy humor anymore, especially with a lot of their recent stuff. And it kind of does concern me because that's kind of like a big identity staple for Grand Theft Auto was the really funny ass humor, dude. Especially with every game, there's a lot of good humor and memes behind almost every single game. It's like almost unheard of, dude. And I just hope that this game doesn't miss that, and that would be crazy if it did. Another reason why I am not getting GTA 6 is because they want you to get the $100 version of the game so you could have all the content, because they basically admitted and confirmed that the $80 version, the basic version of the game, isn't going to have all the content. And come on, guys, this is Grand Theft Auto, and this isn't even for GTA Online. This is basically just for the single-player content they're talking about. I know GTA 6 Online's coming later, but it just blew my mind that they're going to be willing to literally separate the extra content, quote-unquote, just to make an extra $20, when it's already an extra $20 from the PlayStation 3 era, which is crazy to think about because it took Rockstar 3 PlayStations just to have a fucking GTA 5 on each one, dude. And there's this meme online that we all know that, you know, you see that PlayStation 2 had 3 Grand Theft Autos, and now PS3, PS4, and PS6 had 3 GTA 5s, dude. I don't know why, but that shit's hilarious to me. Another thing that kind of rubs me the wrong way, obviously, is that they confirmed that there was a digital release only just so they could protect the game from being leaked and stuff, but only for it to be leaked anyway. So I'm just like, you might as well just make a physical copy while you still can, because, you know, Sony ain't discontinuing that shit until 2 years from now. And I just don't, I like the licensing side of things, you know, when you buy a game, especially if you're going to drop $100 for a digital game, only for Sony and them to basically say that you can't play it anymore after a certain time. I don't know, like something like that ain't right with me. But, you know, like if we had a digital version of the game where you have the file or something online to play it and then you own it like digitally like that would be a whole lot better than what they're doing with licensing. And that's the problem with PlayStation right now is you don't really own the fucking games at all. And that's why it's a huge difference between Steam and PlayStation. If you're going to play this digital version of the Grand Theft Auto 6, dude, get it on Steam, because at least you have the files and you own the game, and I don't think Valve or Steam is going to be taking your games away anytime soon. Hello guys, this is post-editing Amarx, and what I just said right there was completely false. Come on, Amarx Games, you're a fucking moron. But anyways, well, what I was trying to basically say was, if it were to come out on PC, that it would probably be the best version to play, obviously, but unfortunately it's console only, which is ass. I know PC gaming has gotten outrageously expensive, and it's definitely never was that cheap to begin with for high-end performance stuff if you want the best of the PC like gaming side of things. But man, this is the best way though in order for you to own the game. And that's the problem, is that GTA 6 is making sure that people are just going to rent the game for $100, which is that's not good. Another reason why I'm not going to be getting GTA 6 is, surprisingly, it looks a lot like GTA 5, and that's not a bad thing necessarily because GTA 5 was their most successful Grand Theft Auto of all time. But I just feel like in this case around, dude, while the graphics look amazing and the gameplay doesn't look bad at all for the most part, it definitely looks like they're playing it pretty damn safe. Like they're definitely kind of doing the same shit without the humor. And another thing I just don't understand about GTA 6's gameplay right now is that the game does look pretty good graphically, and while the graphics and everything is pretty smooth, I just hope that the game doesn't